So, we're actually going to be talking about that debate that Kamala and Trump actually had recently. And one of the moderators that were there, so there was this one white dude that you guys seen him everywhere. And there was this black lady that was there. Apparently, she is a sorority for the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, and she's a sorority sister of Kamala Harris. And if anyone knows about these Divine Nine, these sororities, the black sororities, they stick together. Now, some people are saying, "Oh yeah, but they were in different schools, yada yada." Yes, but they have meetings and they link up. So that's where the divide is. But let's go and listen to what this one lady has to say, and then we'll come back.
So I'm finding out this morning that the one of the moderators, the lady that was up there, is actually Kamala's sorority sister. So you have the sorority sister, and then you have her best friend that is one of the execs. So now we know why there was a 3-on-1 debate. So we know that it was a biased debate. No questions asked. So you're celebrating for nothing because she never did get to her policy. She never answered any questions. They never fact checked her on anything. I want to bring something else to your attention because a lot of
Before she continues, I do want to point out something just real quick, and then I'll let the video play. With one of the questions that kind of bothered me in particular, with this one, I was actually watching the debate live stream from Jimmy Dore's channel. And one of the questions that were brought up was the whole, "Oh, well, you didn't think that she was black" kind of thing. And I'm like, why is that? I mean, was that really? Aren't we wasting time talking about this? Okay, fine. If you want to claim you're black, girl, do you. Just like Rachel Dolezal, do you, boo. Okay? If you want to claim you're black, go ahead. Okay? You're not, but go ahead and do it. If you want to say you're a refrigerator, go ahead and say you're a refrigerator. I'll let you believe whatever you want to believe. But why are we bringing this up when we could be talking about some policy, which is actually what matters? The color of your skin really doesn't matter. It's really who you are. Because there's some cooning black folks out there. Okay, and then you'll have some white people who are more down than the black folks. Okay, would you really want a Clarence Thomas as president, or would you want a Bernie Sanders? Okay, but let me just let this play.
people are distorted in knowing what a real leader is. See, Trump is a real leader. A real leader is not perfect by any means. For my Christians out there, you know David in the Bible wasn't perfect. You know Paul wasn't perfect. Noah wasn't perfect. Solomon wasn't perfect. Abraham wasn't perfect. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. King Cyrus. None of those leaders were perfect, but nonetheless, they were leaders. See, a leader shows up. They don't hide from the people. She's saying that she's a part of the people. Then where were you for 3.5 years? You didn't show up. You didn't show up for the families that was in Afghanistan. You didn't show up. All you did was hid behind the keyboard all weekend and talk about the real leader that showed up. You didn't show up to the border. Trump went to the border, even though he wasn't president. He showed up to the border. And for all you black people out there, she didn't even show up to the NABJ. Trump showed up to the NABJ. So the only leader that's perfect was Jesus Christ. But even back then, in his day, they would have called him an imperfect leader because he didn't concede to their itching of ears and what they wanted to do. He wasn't all about optics. All he was about his father's business, standing on the truth. That's what Jesus was about. He's the only perfect leader. But Satan, they manipulate you with flattery. That's what Satan does. He makes you, they polish themselves up to deceive you. See, Satan is the father of lies. Jesus is the conveyor of truth. And that's what we need during this time. It's time to rise up and speak out against the evil of the atrocities of this party. The manipulation, the gaslighting, it has to stop. And black people, y'all are sitting up here and y'all supporting this stuff. And this woman said that she wasn't doing nothing for black folks. She was locking up black men in jail left and right. And y'all still want to back her. So she's saying that it's time for a change. She is completely right. I 100% agree. It's time for a change, and it's time to get your administration, fire her administration, and moving Trump into the White House, y'all. So it's time to put America first instead of having America last. So y'all, let's get out there. We stay prayed up. We need to we need to pray during these rough times and just keep your head on the swivel. And I'll check in with y'all later. All right.
Davis, Robin Roberts is right. It's a sorority thing. I don't understand it all. So you have to explain it to everybody. Sure. You're a sorority sister of Kamala Harris.
Right. Well, you know, pearls are a symbol of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which she pledged while she was at Howard University. And the strand of pearls is symbolic of the unity and the sisterhood. OK, but on this day, there's actually a Facebook page of women who say wear pearls on January 20th, 2021. And hundreds of thousands of women are apparently wearing pearls in support of her.
Now, with all of that being said, I agree. Now, hey, you can vote for whoever you vote for. I do agree with some of the points that she made. And this is what I've been seeing even on social media here and there, where people are like, okay, well, Kamala, where you been, girl? Okay, because we haven't seen you for a while, and then now election time coming. Now you're coming out to the Essence Fest. Now you're doing this. Now you're doing that. It's like, but where you been? Okay, and that's also another thing. I just find Kamala be so fake. Okay, now I know people may be like, man, but this is about Trump. Yeah, you know, hey, you go ahead and say whatever. Right now, I'm talking about Kamala. I just find her to be fake. You know, she does this pandering. She's brutal. You know, and that's also another thing. People go and say, oh, but she'd be the first woman. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You're the first woman, what? President? And you're a piece of garbage. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so. But if you're still a piece of ish, then you're going to be a piece of ish after you become president. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. I think she's going to win because you got so many people that are rallying behind her. I'm just not for her. You know, I just don't like what she stands for. I don't like the way she be acting when she gets up here. She's the vice president. She makes it seem like she ain't even in politics. She's like, well, I mean, when I become, well, why don't you do it now? Since you are the VP and you say you and Biden share similarities, so why not do it now? Right? Because and that's also another thing that irritates me. That was when bringing about the student loans. Oh, them student loans, we'll get the student loans. Y'all, I'm so tired of hearing about them dang student loans. You're either going to get rid of them or not. Okay? Well, let's not do this whole, well, let's try to get rid of the student loans, y'all. And I mean, it's the student No, you're either going to do it or you're not. Okay? They can't even get it passed. They can't get it passed. So, okay, someone votes for you. You get in there and you can't get it passed again. It doesn't make any sense. But then you got enough money to be sending overseas. Billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars you send overseas. But you can't get some student loans passed. And no one's saying you got to wipe them out completely. But if you could get rid of 50% of people's student loans, do you know how much that would help people out? But you can't even do that. No universal health care. No UBI. No minimum wage that makes sense, $25 an hour. Okay, because y'all gonna keep on increasing all these rates. We need some of that. Lower insurance, car insurance. Goodness gracious, y'all. All these text tags, sun passes, eye passes. Lower those rates. Let's lower them. Okay, we gotta pay to drive on a road. You know, let's start looking at some of this. Close the border and get all these illegals out. I'm not talking about legal immigrants. I'm talking about illegal immigrants. Get all of them out. If we're not gonna do any of this, I'm actually like this. I don't want to hear it. If you're not gonna do any of this stuff, I don't want to hear it. Because a lot of the stuff you're talking about, I mean, you ain't even saying anything. That's another thing that gets me. But y'all, let me know what y'all think down below. Hello. I would greatly appreciate it if you can actually support my little small business called Latrice Limited. It is on latricelimited.com. So as you can see right here, I actually sell candles and a wide variety of other items as well. This is my big forehead, okay? But I actually want to show you just a couple of different items that I do sell. This is actually going to be a part of my soap collection that I have. As you can see, I have a variety of different soaps on here. I actually have 2 pages worth of soaps, and everything is handmade, okay, natural, clean ingredients as well. You can also see right here, these are my candles. All right, they're all handmade, everything vanilla, sweet roses, sage and vanilla and sweet roses are actually my favorite scents that I do have. I also have a few other items on here. I'm actually going to go and show you all the bath bombs that I do have. As you all can see, there's eucalyptus and sage, sweet pea harmony, and so many more. And then we're just going to finish off on the gift sets that I have. There's a variety of them, from like the big ones like this for $45, and then you have some of the smaller ones, and you have these itty bitty ones down here that includes essential oil blends. Definitely shop with your girl. Definitely help your girl out. I would greatly appreciate it. This is like my little baby over here, okay? I would greatly appreciate it, and enjoy.